sing a little song, like there might not be music, but there's music. Or so I've been told.
We never know.
Hello and welcome back to the Break Room, or maybe welcome to the Break Room for the first time. This is a new show we're doing here daily on New Rock Stars, right here on the YouTube channel. We're gonna keep you updated about what's going on in nerd news from our very own Break Room. Yes, we are live, coming to you from our break room, where we eat our salads, where we enjoy our chips, where we drink too much Coke Zero. This is it. This is where we like to hang out sometimes. It's a work in progress. It's gonna be changing all the time. We're gonna be adding stuff, maybe taking stuff away. But I'm not alone, even though I'm talking all by myself. I've got other friends here with me. I'm Brandon Barrick. Right here next to me is Jessica Clemons. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Oh my
You forgot
gosh.
my name.
I forgot her name. Thank God it's on the teleprompter. We're also here with Tommy Bechtold. Come on. Let him know.
So
Let him
thrilled
know.
to be here, guys. Thrilled to be anywhere that's on the outside, not concrete and steel bars. You know what I mean?
Oh, baby.
It's great to be a free man again.
We sprung him from jail, and now he's here. And also here is Zach Huddleston. Oh, my
Hello,
gosh.
I'm thrilled to be sitting to Tommy Bechtold's right, and I'm thrilled to be here with you, America.
Yes.
And continental Europe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Canada,
Our
Mexico,
Canadian
wherever
friends,
you are.
and let's be honest, a few of you in Russia looking for an escape tonight.
But, folks, we're not here alone, okay? You know, this is our first live break room, and we wanted to really give it to you today. So we got a very special guest today. He's new to the channel. Say hello to Erik Voss.
Now get out of here!
I just want to thank you all for leaving a chair open
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
capital E.
It's like Passover when you leave the door open for.
Who do you leave it open for, Zach?
Yeah, go on,
Is
Zach,
it
keep
Jacob?
going.
I don't know.
No, you close the door because the angel of death is
Yeah,
coming
you
to kill
shut the
you.
door so they don't murder
my
you in your
gosh.
sleep.
Oh my
Wow,
that
we're
what- that's
keeping
what-
up the trend of Zach being the most problematic.
But speaking of problematic, welcome Erik Voss.
And by the way, Erik, no one believes the allegations, okay? So no matter.
Was that me? I thought that was someone else.
You're the one that's had that trial, right, in Virginia all week?
I can't do that
ex-wife.
trial. My lawyers just say try to get him to settle.
Erik's here to drop a grumpy on all of you watching today. And yes, we do appreciate you guys being in the chat. We've got lots of fun stuff for you. I don't know what it is, but if you type !rules, you'll get a little a hint at what you could do in the chat, what some of the options are. But we do have a tip jar going today, and we have a special redemption that can be done. Now, the FCC won't allow us to curse here on YouTube. I don't know why, but we can't afford it. So if we raise $50, every time we raise $50, you open up the swear jar, and we'll be allowed to give out one sweet, sweet swear.
That's
okay,
right.
a really good swear.
And I should mention, my parents are watching, and they already paid my cell phone bill, so no need to tip Mom and Dad. Don't worry about it.
But we have lots of stuff to talk about today. It's a huge week. We're so excited. But we have like news updates for you today. We got Star Wars updates. We got a new look at the Miss Marvel's poster. Keanu Reeves possibly joining the MCU.
What?
Possibly. Some Moon Knight romance that was cut. And John Watts is pulling out of the Fantastic Four.
Wow.
Yeah, all of that. We got some other director drama we're going to talk about, Brandon. But now we're going to quasi begin after 5 minutes of the most fun preamble you've ever
so much
seen.
preamble.
Okay? Every episode is going to start with headlines. These are kind of the, big part of this show is we even got a headlines graphic.
Yeah.
Run that one more time. I was talking through it.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Ooh, don't even remember the first
We're going to
time.
cover all the news of the day, including stuff that maybe is not big enough to normally make it to New Rock Stars, but is still the stuff that you want to know about, you want to hear about. Leading off today, as Brandon just mentioned, John Watts, the director of all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, in addition to a Hyundai commercial that Erik had a blast breaking down one time.
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
Felt like I was in the car with him.
Maybe.
He has announced he's pulled out as the director of the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. He was set to kind of direct that for the MCU, but he's taking a break from the superhero realm, is the quote from him. And of course, he directed Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. I don't know. I mean, that's a 3 for 3 success rate as far as pretty fun, great movies.
Yeah.
Thoughts on no more John Watts doing Fantastic Four?
I understand. I recognize being tired. Let me see. I sympathize with being tired. And he also did like the short film Peter's To-Do List. So it's like once he's doing all those Spider-Man things, it's like, hey, you want to jump on this dude? And it's like, dude, come on, please, give me a second. He does other things too. He does like horror, so let him just do some other weird stuff.
Also, on the Chiron, we have, I think we have an extra H in John Watts' name, if I'm not mistaken, right?
J-O-N.
It's just J-O-N. John Watts with an H is my plumber. And you know that one guy in L.A. is the smell good plumber? John Watts is the opposite. He guarantees a stink that'll make you.
I thought when you were saying an extra H, I thought it was John what?
John Watts? That's why he's not directing anymore. He's so confused.
John J-O-H-N has to have the H because home has to work its way in.
Big brain on Voss.
Easter egg.
Here he comes, coming in and taking over the show.
Another headline, Jeremy Slater is the head writer of Moon Knight. He's been in the news a lot lately, and he did an interview recently where he said that the original love interest for Moon Knight was going to be Echo. And then through the kind of script development process, they realized it wasn't a great fit. And I guess the studio was like, actually, we're going to use her in Hawkeye. And apparently he was relieved because they couldn't really figure out how to make it work. Yeah, that would have been interesting. She was great in Hawkeye.
Yeah, I think that they both have to. I keep adding my 2 cents. My 2 cents. That I think they both have such incredible storylines that I don't want them to muddle up each other's. So I'm glad that they were like, we should separate these two.
Yeah, the worlds don't have to come crashing into each other from every property, right? Like, we don't need to have like, well, Hawkeye had this, so then we tie this into this. Let everyone just breathe a little bit, right? Just take a deep breath.
It's almost like they realized that the deaf character might make more sense in a Matt Fraction adaptation where the main character is going through his own deafness as opposed to a hero going through DID.
Yeah.
I don't buy that story. I feel like that was the plan all along.
Well, I read the article and it was somewhere that they were like, the Marvel Studios were like, hey, put these two together, we like her, and also we don't know where to start her. So it was before she was supposed to be in Hawkeye. That's when they were like, oh, we have another series we can throw her in to get her started.
It's a better fit.
It's definitely a better
It's
fit.
a better fit. Speaking of MCU casting rumors, well, that wasn't a rumor. This is a rumor. And we're prefacing this is a rumor, okay? We're not reporting this as news. But supposedly, Keanu Reeves could be getting his first Marvel role.
Whoa.
There's this rumor kind of circulating that he's been attached to a secret role that is not part of a Disney Plus series, but it is going to be a film in the MCU. Maybe like Mr. Harry Styles showing up there in the PC of Eternals. Spoiler warning if you didn't see that movie 6 months ago.
Well, you can blame, what was it, Deadline of Variety?
Variety.
You can blame Variety.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, without spending too much time on it, who do we want to see him play?
That's a hard question.
I mean, Silver Surfer, right? Maybe it's just a Point Break fan and maybe they
No.
want to see him in that Surfer. I think Silver Surfer or Doom. Those are my two.
Doom would be good. Doom would be really
Doom
good.
is like, it's a counterintuitive move too, because Keanu's associated with just like low emotion, like chill. Even his John Wick character is kind of chill for being a homicidal maniac, right? But putting that in Doom would be that is a fun.
What about a Mr. Sinister? What if we tie in a Mr. Sinister?
That was John Hamm's role, and he wants it back.
That's right.
I think you're all wrong. He's clearly going to be Mojo.
Yes,
Mojo TV.
yes.
Going to put him in the fat suit and the chair.
Okay.
I insist you hire a 500-pound actor to play that role.
Yes.
It's unfair to keep casting.
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on
Stop it. I think you should be playing Wolverine. Because I know we're not sick and tired of that yet. We want to see another age just like Hugh Jackman.
He's too tall. Wolverine needs to be a little shorty boy.
He's too sweet. Me.
There's a new poster for Miss Marvel, which that's the Disney Plus series premiering at the beginning of June, and it's cool. Oh, you see it on the screen right there. It was in celebration. They released the poster as was celebrating Eid, which is like celebrated at the end of Ramadan, and of course, Miss Marvel is the first kind of Muslim lead character in an MCU property, Disney Plus series or film. So that's really cool. That was a great graphic and a nice reminder. After Moon Knight, that's the next Marvel show we're getting. It's right around the corner.
I don't want to cut back from that news because that is exciting. But someone did say Keanu Reeves playing Ghost Rider, which could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
He owns a motorcycle company.
Right.
He literally manufactures his own motorcycle.
Does he?
Yeah.
So does the guy from, actually, this might not be true. The guy from The Walking Dead.
Oh,
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus would.
He does,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he makes the only ones that you can fit a crossbow into.
That's true. See?
Yes.
And then this is, I don't know how I feel about this news, but Marvel announced that they are flipping the release dates for The Marvels, the follow-up to Captain Marvel, and Quantumania, the third in the Ant-Man franchise. Originally, Marvels was going to open early 2023, February. Quantumania was going to be in that July time slot in 2023. They're flipping those, so we're getting Quantumania in February of next year, followed by Marvels in July. And supposedly, it's not like a big strategic thing. They were just, Quantumania is farther along in development. It's going to be ready earlier, which I think is, hey, that's a win. Better than just delaying one and not moving the other one up, right? Like we still get our fix, baby.
You might be able to add, you guys all might be able to add to this more. It only slightly irritates me because I'm just like, oh, you guys can easily switch movies like that, so that means that the order doesn't really matter?
I think it does matter, and that's why they switched it. I think that
You think?
something
They
has
figured
changed.
something out?
Yeah, or something in Doctor Strange that they altered. They're like, we got to get Ant-Man out first.
Well,
Ant-Man's
I
gotta
mean,
be out first.
especially we know Kang is going to be in Quantumania, and they set up Kang already in Loki. And why delay
Right.
more Kang,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like
That's true.
we want that connection.
Gotta have my Kang.
I think they want to have Loki season 2 strategically come at a certain time, and that needs to be synced up with Quantumania since Kang. So I think the good news here is that we're going to see Kang in some trailer sometime by the end of the summer, which that's great news for all of us,
That's
right?
great, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here
wonderful.
for
We don't have a time on Loki season 2 yet, do we?
Yeah, sometime in 2023.
I think they've started filming, right?
Has
They
it?
started
What was
working
the
on it?
last thing? We read something about this just like last week, and I
Right.
can't remember.
Tell us in the chat
us in the chat.
if you
started
know,
writing
if
my
you have
fan
insider
fiction
info
for it,
on when Loki season 2 is coming out.
If anyone works for Loki, the character, not the show.
Yeah. It's all canon.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, that we got more headlines coming up later, including some really fun shit talking director drama. And I might have just ruined the swear jar.
Well, we get updated on where the swear jar is from our buddy old pal producer Dodson.
Yes.
Are we going into some Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? We have to address it. We got to address the leak that came out.
Yeah.
And that we are not talking about that.
None of
We
us
don't
have seen it?
We've never seen it.
No leaks.
I don't condone it. And I would love it if you guys in the chat also didn't spoil it for everybody. We have mods in there to make sure that no one's getting spoiled. And with that being said, in the new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer that came out this weekend, we see Doctor Strange and America Chavez busting through like different world portals, what have you. It kind of mimics the same sight that we saw on What If when Vision Ultron is fighting against the Watcher. And we see a couple places that I don't like the Keanu Reeves, I don't want to be like written down for or noted as like Jessica said this. It's like we think, one being Coruscant. That's one.
Star Wars.
From Star Wars, yes. Go back and watch it, you guys. You can find the trailer anywhere. It's just
Now,
so small.
could this be just Disney saving money on
So-
CGI?
What do we got in the backup files?
We also see what might be Mustafar, and upon second look, we think Mustafar was in the What If episode with Vision, Ultron, and the Watcher when they're fighting and jumping through portals. Then we see the Captain Carter shield bounce around, almost hit Doctor Strange, and then we see what we're all freaking out about, the yellow chair with the green sleeve and an old man's hand, which is who else but Professor X from the old school animated series, right? So what is going on? What does this mean for the animated shows and animated TV shows and movies? What does this mean for Doctor Strange? Does it seem like it's just like a shout out, or are we actually going to get into it?
Well, I should let you all know, as soon as we are done taping here, maybe even before we're done taping here, I'm going to have to jet out because the reason I'm here in LA is to see the premiere, the press screening of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in Hollywood. So I don't know what the leaks are. I will find out in a couple hours what this all means. But to me, this is similar to What If. I think this is why What If is essential watching ahead of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is it gave us like a context and a visual language of how the multiverse looks.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
can include other IP, whether it's something that looks like Coruscant or whether it's like Timon and Pumbaa hanging out by a waterfall.
Or The Simpsons,
Or The
right?
Simpsons,
yeah,
yeah.
as you've speculated in the
Yeah,
past.
I think it could just be a joke. I think that's the idea. The multiverse is it breaks past our frame of reference of what is considered the media multiverse that we know.
That's also the same. I know this is your brain thinking with also like everything everywhere all at once. Like the same introduction to like doing the multiverse stuff. I keep beginning to think like, oh, it's gonna affect Doctor Strange, but it's not gonna affect Doctor Strange. It's just gonna be it's readying us up for everything else. Like now that X-Men 97's coming out, I'm like, what the hell is this gonna lead to this for? Like, what's going on?
Also, just a real quick shout outs to our PR contacts at Disney and Marvel for blessing our boy here. Thank you. With them early tickets.
For years, we would never get. We were on the outside looking in. Now we are lucky just to get an email response. It was so nice of them to include us in this.
And you know, that benefits everybody that watches New Rockstars because that lets us get things like the breakdown, ending, and explained out on the channel that much earlier. It lets Erik spend even, and our great editors and all of our researchers and writers spend even more time on those videos. We know you all want to see. We get to put them out early, and they're really good, and we're really excited about it.
And I want to just once again personally plead to the PR people at Disney and Marvel, let me back in the theaters. That was a 1, 2, maybe 6-time thing that I went in there with the wrong idea of how a movie experience should go. And I think it's time for us to heal. And
Let's let the past die.
Let's let another Tommy come into the theater. A variant
What's
Tommy.
the A Star Is Born quote?
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Speaking of killing it, it's time for mandatory fun.
What the hell is mandatory fun?
Put the screen up. Mandatory fun.
Wow!
Play that graphic again.
So nice, we had to graphic it twice.
That's right. 3rd time's the charm on the mandatory fun graphic.
Oh my God.
Stop. This is too much power. It's too much power.
It's my world now. This is my special time. Hold on to your hats and cats. It's time for mandatory fun. This is the segment where I force my friends to have fun with me. It's my world now. It's my sandbox, and I'm the one who makes the rules. And I get to have all the G.I. Joes, and you guys get to play with the dollar store action figures that my mom made me buy, and I play with your G.I. Joes. We're going to do this every day, so you're going to have to love it. More smiles. Brighten those smiles up. We're going to do it every single day. Today's our first show, and I thought we would focus on celebrating some things that we maybe didn't love at first. Because let's be honest.
Are you saying they don't love this right now?
Look at this. Look at the chat's going wild with, well, people are saying call 911. I called. What is that? A Brit above the Philippines says, I'm calling 911. Garth Mack says, oh no. A lot of skulls. Carlos Raymond says, this is the worst day of my life. Okay, anyway. So, people say love at first sight. I say no. Love is patient. Love is blind, okay? Some things, we give it a try, we watch the pilot, and it doesn't go as planned. But then over time, things change. It's like Beauty and the Beast. You hold someone hostage long enough, they're gonna fall in love with you as long as your house is enchanted, guys.
Little
Okay?
Stockholm syndrome. Yep.
So, I'm gonna go first, set the tone here. Breaking Bad. When I first met you, I thought you were boring as hell. Chemistry teacher, selling a little crystal meth in Arizona or New Mexico. Been there, done that. Lived that life, okay? Didn't need to watch it. Turned the pilot on 6 times before I got through it. Then something changed. I watched the 2nd episode, and the 3rd, and the 4th. And that little sweet bald head grew up. I grew to love you. I hated your wife, but that was on purpose. They wrote her that way. They wrote her to be annoying. She did a good job. Anna Gunn's a good actress. Pretty soon I liked Jesse Pinkman. Thought he was a fun guy. Badger, Skinny Pete, the rest of the gang. Before you knew it, I was seeing a therapist because the show had destroyed me mentally and made me think that maybe God isn't real. So much sadness. So, the Breaking Bad, I'm the one who knocks. And when you answer that door, it's me with a dozen roses and one simple message. I love you. Thank you, Breaking Bad.
That's
Made
beautiful.
me love Breaking
And
Bad.
just to be clear, Tommy, each of us is gonna have to
Do exactly that.
Yeah.
And like I said, every single day we're going to have mandatory fun on this show. But today we're just talking about how the first episode isn't always the cleanest.
Got it.
All right.
It takes time to grow. It takes time to grow.
Who wants to go next?
Eric is our special guest. Do you have something?
I'll go. Dave Filoni.
Why would you start like that?
And the whole team behind Clone Wars. By the end of your series, I was bawling. A beautiful, nom, 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 nom. A full meal left me satisfied, no notes. But I gotta say, first season, episode 1, trash! Trash! No, not trash, but a mixed bag, for sure. When I first started watching that show, whatever it was, 2009, 2010, I'm like, this show's not for me. I'm a man.
Yes.
Talk to me, I'm a man. This show ain't for me. There was every other episode, there was 3PO getting his head swapped with something else. Jar Jar falling down a flight of stairs and proving himself not to be a Sith Lord. I wasn't a fan, and I wasn't even a fan of the animation at the time. I wasn't a fan of Snips and Sky Guy. I didn't get it. But man, oh man, that whole world grew on me. Full redemption for the Clone Wars era of Star Wars history.
Beautiful.
So once we get to the whole arc, everything with Maul coming back in, but you know what was so great about the show? It wasn't just Maul. It was every character on that show got better and better. So stick with Clone Wars, because by those final 4 episodes of season 7, some of the best, finest Star Wars storytelling you will ever see.
Isn't that beautiful? Don't give up, guys. Don't give up.
Don't give
That's
up.
right.
You know, don't be a stalker and don't harass someone, but don't give up.
Don't give up. Also, I see people in the chat.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
conspiracy theory. This is pre-recorded. This is not pre-recorded, Wazy.
Yeah.
This is not pre-recorded.
Let's-
Gurk
we gotta do
underscore
something that couldn't
055.
possibly be pre-taped.
Hurry up, show me your butt. Show me your butt.
Don't tell your butt. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I can go. I'm scratching my mic. You know, I talked a lot of crap about you, Supernatural. Let me tell you. I talk a lot of crap about a lot of shows that were on the CW. Still are on the CW and I talk crap about. But specifically Supernatural. And you know what? I judged you. I judged you way too fast. I didn't move in with you. I didn't share a cat with you. I didn't take bites of your food when you told me to stop. We didn't do those relationship things. It was a dance of me looking at you and being like, oh, what do these two really basic boys have to offer me? A woman. Nothing. And then I realized it's not about 2 boys offering me something. It's 2 boys in a supernatural world. It's demons. It's a scarecrow that comes to life every other season and you have to feed it someone that's hitchhiking. It's about insects that eat you from the inside out. It's about a golem freaking man that eats the heart out of people at church.
Wow.
At church.
This is beautiful.
Thank you. And what do I want more than that? Nothing. So to you, Supernatural, to you, Jensen Ackles, you beautiful, beautiful man, more beautiful than the brunette. I said it.
Don't even name that guy.
Oh no, you're Jared.
Redacted.
Jared, whatever. I'm sorry. And you know what? I realized mid talking about this, I don't like your newer season. So I guess.
Wow.
Okay.
Love is patient, love is blind. Love is patient, love is blind.
I thought
Love is blind.
Love is patient, love is kind.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Love is Blind is a great show on
Love is
Netflix.
blind on Netflix.
My favorite thing about Love is Blind is how they keep calling it an experiment. It's not an experiment.
No.
I don't think they understand the scientific method.
Speaking of experiments, I think I'll go now. I wanna speak to a show, okay, that probably a lot of people liked, but it took me a minute for it to grow on me. Maybe like this show, maybe you see in the chat, everybody else is loving this, and you know what? It just feels a little bit off to me.
What
well
is
then,
it?
maybe for you, you'll feel the same way about this show as I felt about Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Rewatch that pilot. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And tell me that that doesn't seem like The Secret Garden or you know what I mean? There's
The
a lot
movie,
of
The Secret Garden?
I know Game of Thrones.
There's a lot of
There's a tea house in Pasadena called The Secret Garden.
there's a lot of British children.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of talk really about puppies. At that point, they were just
That is
puppies.
true.
Okay, a lot of that episode, a lot of that pilot is devoted to puppy time. okay?
Incest.
And yes, and it's like Sean Bean and a lot of people you'd never seen before. Okay, wait, is there? There was a little bit of incest in
You
that,
don't
just
need to
like in
come back.
Secret Garden. Okay.
We saw different versions of Secret Garden.
Oh, I'm talking about the Secret Garden on Santa Monica Boulevard.
No, Secret Garden is a club, you guys. It's not a movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you think I was talking about the World War I British? Okay.
No. You go to Secret Garden on a Thursday, you don't leave till
Stop
Saturday.
mid-sentence on your point to come back to the incest talk.
That was beautifully shot.
Beautiful shot.
But, I mean, you didn't have me from the pilot. But then, by the end of that, I'm like, okay, there's enough here. Oh, the kid falls down. Oh, I'll give this a second episode. Ooh, a little bit better. And then by the end of that first season, I'm in. I'm in till the end. Regardless of how that end turned out, I was in till the end, okay? Game of Thrones, that's love. That's love is passionate. Love is, wait, what are the two?
Patience.
Love is
Kind.
Love is blind.
Love is passion. Love is blind. Love is patient. Love is kind.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important.
Give him the ultimatum. Okay. I got mine. Okay. The Expanse.
Oh,
boy. Oh boy. Television sci-fi, I was done. Battlestar Galactica, it was great. I had a great relationship with that. Didn't end well. But, I wasn't ready for another TV sci-fi series. The book is great, they told me. I'm not going to read a book. You know how many words are in a book? And no pictures. Then I started finally watching The Expanse after Bezos bought it. And man, oh man, what a good show you got in there, buddy. Great sci-fi. Gravity matters in space. Is it possible? You can't heal because there's no gravity? This is crazy. I've never considered these concepts before. Wow. Thomas Jane, what have you done to your hair? It's beautiful, my guy.
Wow.
My wife won't let me get their hair cut. I'm gonna do it for you, my guy. Crying, watching episodes on my phone on the bus. Embarrassing, yes. But man, what a good show you got there, Expanse.
Being on the bus?
I really liked it. It's great. It's gone now. It's done. But if you haven't seen it, please check out The Expanse. What a
Wow,
what a
wonderful.
show.
You know what?
What a
They
show.
come here for the nerdy news
Yeah.
of the content they love. They stay for the public transit and haircut talk.
That's right. Now listen to me. That was beautiful, guys. And you know what else it was? It was mandatory fun. Play that graphic again.
It was mandatory fun.
Play that graphic again.
Yeah.
And we're doing it every day, and it'll be a different thing. And no one can ever be mad at me.
Eric just said, yeah.
That was a segment.
Thanks, Tommy.
That was me deciding, I think I won't move back to LA. I'll stay in San Francisco. And I'll leave it to you guys.
Cold as ice.
This is your mess.
Cold as ice.
Wow, looks like you're not getting your water. Looks like you're gonna be thirsty.
Wow. Well, speaking of things you can use to hide your shame, we got our friends over at the Epic Hero Shop selling great merch.
Yeah, this is hiding a lot of shit. right
Speaking of
here.
look at,
Or not.
Tommy and I are both rocking some
Great
Epic
merch.
Hero merch. Check it out over there. There's great newrockstarsmerch.com is kind of the affiliate with Epic Hero Shop, where they got, we've already talked about it a little bit on the channel, but from the Thor trailer, the great trucker hat that he's wearing in the trailer. There it is, right? Look at that bad boy. They recreated it. The New Rockstar staff did some zooming and enhancing so we could figure out exactly what that hat said. And I think that's the only place you can get it in the world.
Ooh.
Maybe? That's just me speaking
In the
without doing any
world?
research.
You just made everyone want to create their own version.
Like, I bet you I could make it.
Well, we'll beat you to it, you dummies. And of course, there's a great WandaVision shirt there. That's an augmented reality shirt. Yes. A cool Fall Into the Multiverse shirt there. Both of those would be totally appropriate to wear to the premiere or to the opening night of Multiverse of Madness. Yes. And then I just want to do one other quick plug here. New Rockstars is on Tumblr. Woo!
Tumblr.
We're on Tumblr. Now, we've been doing a bunch of cool Moon Knight content on Tumblr. We created, follow New Rockstars Official is the name of the account. Jessica has been doing some really fun content. And social media Tyler have both been posting clips from the breakdown, some kind of special exclusive stuff. Tumblr's a fun place to have an extended conversation about stuff. Check us out there. You probably already follow us on the other social platforms. get it going on Tumblr too.
Fire up a Tumblr for crying out loud.
Yeah, we post a lot of butts. No, we don't. No, we do not. No, we don't. I promise we
not
don't.
what
Gotta
it
follow
is.
us on OnlyFans for that. Shut it down. Shut it down. Okay, back to some headlines here. I mentioned, or I hinted at this before. We got news. The 10th movie in the Fast and Furious.
How do you say it?
Fast X? Are we saying Fast X or
It's
Fast 10?
10.
Oh, come
Fast
on.
10.
I like Fast 10.
It's
Fasten your
10.
seatbelts.
Fast
Okay.
10 your seat. That's
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
However you pronounce it, I will be calling it 10th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise. It rolls off the tongue. They announced that the director of that, Justin Lin, who's directed multiple members of that franchise, including Fast 5 and maybe Tokyo Drift. Did he direct that?
Ooh.
Anyways, tell us
The
in the
best
chat.
one. That's the best
He left filming had just started and he quit. Which
They're like a weekend, yeah.
it's pretty rare. It's also very expensive when that happens. That costs the production a lot. And supposedly, this is scurrilous rumors that we love to spread here because didn't like working with Vin Diesel.
He doesn't like doing those weird Vin Diesel selfies where Vin's like very close in the camera and the person behind him and Vin's like doing a huge grin.
Yeah, oh yeah, you guys kind of just recreated it there.
Yeah.
Tommy and Erik, can you be Vin real quick?
Yeah, I'll be Vin.
And then can you be Diesel? Boss?
BT's. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That's good.
Yeah, family, I guess. Something like that.
But hey, good news. They already got a replacement director. And it's director of the Ed Norton Hulk movie, Louis Leterrier. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name.
Sounds
Boss,
right.
how do you say it?
Louis Leterrier?
Ooh, I like that little
sounds
I
better.
think it's
And if it's wrong, you guys can just yell at Voss about it.
Wouldn't be the first time I got his name wrong.
But he directed, the Ed Norton Hulk movie. Also, I think both the Now You See Me movies, those magician movies, and the Transporter film. So, I mean, hey, is anybody
perfect.
worried about Fast and Furious movies having like narrative cohesiveness?
you know what? I like to see the directors finish their vision. These movies are important enough to
But
me.
they
I
are
can-
kind of like, they don't all fit chronologically, right? Isn't the third one like technically take place before the
Tokyo
first
Drift?
one?
Yeah.
Well, and people have died and
People
come
have
back
died
to
and
life.
come back.
We come for the
Rodriguez.
crazy. We come for the great set pieces,
yeah.
and I have full confidence that Louis Leterrier can deliver. that.
Grabbing him was a great choice because of the Transporter movies, which I am a
Yeah, the
real huge
Those are a
fan
blast.
of.
And great car
Love
chases.
Transport-
in
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Oh, you already got Hobbs. Wait, right?
Yeah. Or is he
Hobbs
shot?
is. Which one's Hobbs and which one's Shaw?
Hobbs is The Rock.
And Shaw is Jason Statham.
One Shaw is Statham. The other Shaw, I believe, is Luke Evans. Is the other Shaw?
Oh.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shaws
there's
are
two
there?
Shaws. One is Bard the Bear, well, the guy, the guy from The Hobbit that slays the dragon.
And then the Shaw brothers directed a lot of kung fu movies in the 70s.
Yes.
Anyways, on to some Star Wars updates. We got news, this is very specific, but that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that's coming out in just a few weeks.
Yeah,
right?
May 27th.
Yes.
First two
Coming.
episodes.
It's rated 9+. And now that's like the age-appropriate rating for the series. For reference, Mandalorian was rated 14+. Because of all that full frontal...
John in the other room just went there.
What shows are you watching?
Yeah, you don't remember when he said, "This is the way."
Hey, he's right. He said full frontal mudhorn, and that mudhorn was completely naked.
That mother didn't have any pants on.
He
got raised up.
He showed his mud and his horn.
Yeah.
There was that whole frog lady on frog man sequence.
Grogu lifted up the mudhorn to get an upskirt.
Yeah. He's like,
Stop it. Stop it.
This kind of makes me a little less excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's another baby show.
But I will say, these ratings are so crazy specific.
Yeah.
Like Mandalorian was 14+, Book of Boba Fett was 12+. What was the 2-year gap between those shows?
The butcher scene, right?
The butcher scene, or it's those motorcycle kids not obeying the law. You know, you can't have young
Why
kids
does that make it?
learning how to anarchy.
Why would that make it over
But also,
14?
didn't an entire tribe of people get slaughtered
That
in Book of
one
Boba Fett? That's heavier than anything in the Mandalorian.
but it was. We only saw the after effects. Of
That's
that.
true.
It's like in a rom-com in the '90s when they would like fall into bed and the next thing would be them in the morning. They'd be like, "Well, that happened."
What happened?
My question is, when I was reading an article about this, they said that it was released in the UK as rated as 9+. Does that have any difference for us, the translation?
Well, I will say, Europeans, I don't know about the Brits, but Europeans famously more cool with nudity and
I don't like
sex.
the beginning.
But less okay with violence.
Less cool with violence.
Less so, oh,
Well,
so that's
Paddington
that could be
too,
why.
right? Paddington showed full dong.
The horniest of all the Paddingtons.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Also, I do love the Clone Wars and Bad Batch were 6+, which I thought we just established. Those are grown man shows.
You can't tell me a 6-year-old's gonna understand the
think-
significance of Ahsoka looking up at that bird.
The Star Wars Rebels was 5-, right? Like you couldn't watch it if you were over 5.
How young were the younglings that got killed? Were they like 9? Were they not even 9 yet? I don't even think they were 9.
Mr. Skywalker, I'm scared.
Mr. Skywalker's my father, please. Call me Luke.
There was no father.
You there, boy? What day is it?
You boy, what day is it?
He was a miracle.
66
He was a
day.
miracle baby.
It's Order 66, sir.
Speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the editor for the series, Kelly Dixon, tweeted that the series is almost done, which is good because it's about to start. But also of note, I don't think it had previously been announced, the editor for that series, Kelly Dixon, was the editor for Breaking Bad. In connection to Tommy's earlier apology.
Well, Kelly, great job on Breaking Bad, a show that I didn't give a good chance.
Okay, that segment's
Do you think
over.
Obi-Wan-
That segment's over. That
Is
segment's
Obi-Wan
over.
gonna bike lock someone to a pole and just strangle
I
him?
think he's gonna melt someone in a barrel. I hope.
Yeah.
Also, that headline is like, I'm almost done. Okay, stop asking
Leave me
me.
alone.
Also, yeah, tell my family I'll be able to talk to him in a week.
That's right.
The actor who played Emperor Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid, is that how you pronounce his last name? Hinted he'll be appearing soon.
Do it.
The quote is, there's a certain show coming soon set around the time I may have considered to be very active. Whether or not you will see my physical body, I cannot comment on, but you will certainly feel my presence.
Wow.
That is, I hate
I
him.
mean, we've talked about
I
this.
want to
Yeah,
shake him.
yeah.
I want
This
to
was
shake him.
WikiLeaks. We
Yes,
speculated
yes,
that Obi-Wan
yes.
Kenobi. It's like,
Yes.
knew it.
Also, what a thirsty comment. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll see me, but you'll feel me.
Somehow the Emperor returned.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
I guess he's allowed. My favorite part about not spoiling things for the actors is the hurdles they jump to make sure they don't.
Because they're also contractually obligated to promote too, right?
Yeah.
But they can't promote in certain ways.
Well, he's been doing it because that full paragraph was just like, maybe not,
And now we're all assuming Kenobi, right? That's the series he's showing up
Or
in, but
Andor.
he also could show up in Andor, right?
That's true.
Which that's later this year, right?
I mean, he could show up at any point in Star Wars history, right? That guy
That's
was
true.
every
So-
voice inside my head.
Long have I
So
waited.
we talked about this briefly in the office once. That didn't the DP say that there was like no mention of Darth Maul in Obi-Wan originally? She was like,
The producer,
we don't-
yeah, the director said that she wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, there was no thought of it. So could that lead to why he would be in Andor versus an Obi-Wan? It's if you piece what she said there to his statement of like, it might be a voice, it might be this. I'm like, well, technically, I guess he's not in it. Like, could he still?
I think it's as simple as like he's the emperor. He's spewing out propaganda all
Oh,
the time.
this
He
is-
could just
I
be a
forgot we're
voice
talking
on
about
like
Emperor
a
Palpatine.
holo
I
chat
thought we
or
were talking about
something.
Darth Maul.
That were he could be be anywhere. They just like, hey, you did some audio for a Bad Batch. Could you record some audio
Yeah.
for something
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, they just show up and they lay down a track and they don't know what it's going
They're calling
on.
out Freddie Prinze. They're getting they're calling in all those favors for the Force Ghosts.
You guys, I want really quick to say, hey, I thought we were talking about Darth Maul. That's my bad. I have Darth Maul on the
You know
brain.
what, Jessica? We were all willing to move on real quick and pretend like it never
You
happened.
came back to the incest, and I'm allowed to come back to the Darth
Absolutely.
Maul.
And you said this was pre-recorded, you sons of bitches.
By the way,
Oh, we can't
I
curse. We
wanted to
can't
say-
curse.
I want to say
Good
now
job.
we can. Now we can. We
Oh,
have
okay.
broken our $50 swear jar limit by, it says $86.90.
oh wow.
So we can square like
So
one
now
and a half.
I think I earlier
You
said.
dropped an S.
I dropped an S.
Yeah.
Eric just dropped a.
Sons of bitches.
Okay, so
That's
now
two.
it's just Tommy, Jessica, and Brandon owe the world a curse, I believe.
Okay, and I just want to mention, we said it before, this show will always come back to incest, okay? We will not, we promise you, we're here every day. I'm going to say a very special swear word in my family. I'm going to say the worst curse word you could say in my niece Elise's house. Ding Dong Dixon.
Is that a wrestler from the 80s?
No, Ding Dong Dixon is what we say when we can't say F it or S it. We say Ding Dong Dixon so we don't get in trouble with my mom.
Dionysa Prime, it is not pre-recorded. Shut your damn mouth. It's not pre-recorded. I see what you're saying. We're watching you live. Tejas, May the 4th, you better be there. Yas Queen, 3 emojis. Yeah,
she
it's not
knows.
live, you asshole.
This is why we had to send Erik to San Francisco. He's too angry
You
to
guys
be in the
know,
office.
nobody can see, but in Erik's blue dungeon where he shoots most of his videos, the wall behind the blue screen just has holes punched in it right and left. He's just got rage for days. Also, while we're talking Star Wars, and while somebody just mentioned May the 4th, we have a very special May the 4th episode planned for the Breakroom.
Wednesday.
And that person that said, "May the 4th be with you, Jessica," they know.
Yes.
They know who I'm dressing
There
up as.
might be
They know.
costumes. There might be
They know.
paraphernalia. There might be special segments.
Paraphernalia.
There may be special guests visiting
Yes.
us.
Oh.
Yes. So definitely, if you only can watch 4 other episodes of this show this week, make sure one of them is the Breakroom. Okay, got another good laugh from John the editor.
Zach just killed his job today. I don't know if anyone else is watching this, but John is watching and he is loving it.
I have to bounce, everyone. I gotta go. But everyone should stick around. Who knows when I will appear again in the Breakroom? I'm like a magical wizard who is with you always. And I love you all so much. I can't wait to watch the show every day. I miss you all so much in the Bay Area. So being able to tune in with you every weekday is going to be the highlight of my day. And I hope it's the highlight of all of yours. I'm going to see Multiverse of Madness tonight. No spoilers for me. But everyone have fun. I think the next segment involves me, and I can't handle that.
This is good we get to rip
Thank
him.
you, Erik.
Bye,
Love you
Erik.
all. Mwah.
Take your chair. 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 Good. Now taking Erik thigh.
Also, watch out, Erik Voss on social media for the next few days.
Yeah.
There might be some cryptic, maybe some informative posts.
Yeah.
Who knows? But definitely, if you don't already follow Erik Voss, well, A, get a life if you're not already following Erik Voss on all social media.
I follow him everywhere.
But definitely follow his car, whatever. But definitely follow him. And we'll also be mentioning, we are, just real quick, while we're talking Multiverse of Madness, which Erik is going to see right now, we are all seeing it Thursday night, okay? We're going to be talking about it all week. Friday, we are going to have kind of a spoiler-free discussion, review, something. So depending on when you're seeing it. Now, if you're not going to see Multiverse of Madness till Saturday, Friday night, Sunday afternoon, whatever,
You're cool.
that's cool. We're not going to spoil it for you on Friday.
Yes.
Monday, gloves are off, baby. We're getting mom deep.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're going deep in everyone's mom on Monday, okay? Listen to me. You don't see that movie Friday, Saturday, or Sunday?
Come on.
You're cooked on Monday because you still got to watch.
Sunday,
You are obligated to watch this show and have it spoiled for you because you didn't, because maybe your kids are sick. You can't leave the house. I don't care anymore. Gloves are off, knives are off, pants are coming off soon too.
Sunday's Mom's Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Take mom to Multiverse of Madness, MOM.
Yeah, your mother would like nothing more than seeing number 26 in the series of MCU films, having seen none of them before.
I'll tell you what. You want to not ever celebrate another Mother's Day again? Take her to Multiverse of Madness.
Get out of here.
Take
No,
your 75-year-old mom to Multiverse of Madness.
There's a lot of moms that enjoy an MCU flick, okay? Don't besmirch them.
My mom, but also the two of us never got the curse. I don't want to bring it back
I'm
to
saving
the.
mine.
You're
Now you
saving
can't do
yours?
it while you're talking about your mom.
Okay, you're true. And this is our segue into the break room breakdown.
Ooh.
Oh, look at
Golf
my
claps,
little
golf
thing.
claps, golf claps.
Just as Erik left, we are going to look at a clip right now, and we're going to break it down. We're going to talk more about it. And Konshu's relatability to Marc and how he could possibly be ruining it even more.
Not to mention the other oddities of this flashback sequence, like us never actually seeing the boys inside that cave, and never seeing young Marc escaping from it, and the fact that they are in urban Chicago within walking distance of a heavily wooded area with easily floodable death caves. Like, this street is a weirdly sparse studio backlot. No extras, no traffic. They didn't even try to populate it. It's exactly the kind of set WandaVision shot on to intentionally evoke artificiality. I think the bird bones are evidence of Konshu influencing Marc's perception of his past. And instead, Konshu might be planting in Marc's mind a false, altered memory about how everything really went down.
Perfect.
Oh.
I loved Erik's theory there. And sorry, Jessica, you were about to intro.
Look at that cute face. How can you
He
say
feels
no to
bad.
that face?
He feels bad.
Oh God, he's so sweet, so sweet. No, the break room breakdown, essentially, I should have started this at the beginning, is when we take clips from Voss's breakdowns and we break it down either a little bit more, and sometimes we find reasons to disagree because I feel like you guys also have stuff to say to this. And to this breakdown in particular, what I really love is the fact that we're not saying that Konshu is Marc. We're just saying that he's been manipulating his mind, because he has been colonizing his mind since the beginning. But I think this is nice to see this introduction of like the fact that he's just been making a simulation to what he has been seeing, to what Marc's been seeing. So Marc could have been living this different life, but Konshu's the one that's molding it and making it look like this, making it so his mind is more broken. So with that being said, did Konshu manipulate Marc's memories in order to get him to be his avatar? Or what?
Yes, I love this theory because it just points out, like, we all suspected, right? I don't want to speak for you, but I suspected as a viewer, probably most people did, that like, oh, some of this is real and some of this is fake or imagined or hallucinated or whatever. But like, this theory is like, what if all of this is different degrees of fake, right? Or hallucinated or manipulated? Like, this show is built on unreliable narrators, right? With the one caveat of, I think there have been some scenes without Marc, Steven, any kind of Oscar Isaac or Konshu character in them. Like Layla talking to her mom, or the forger, or whatever. Wait, was it established that was her mom?
I didn't think it was her mom.
Just somebody that knew her dad.
Who knew her dad and knew her as a kid.
Apologies on the week of Mother's Day for mislabeling a mother. Or like the Arthur Harrow glass and shoe scenes. There's been some shoots without him. But like, yeah, all these scenes with Marc or Steven, like, none of that could have been real either, right? All of it could have been like weird manipulated memories or whatever. What are you guys' thoughts on what's real and what's not?
I think I want to go with what Voss said, mainly because I don't want Konshu to be looked at as like a hero. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I also don't think forcing someone to be your avatar is really, or he didn't force him, but like he was gonna die. So it's like, he didn't really give him that great of, and then he's like just ruining his life more. So I don't want to see him in the light of like, he's a hero. It's like, no, he colonized this guy's mind. He is controlling it, and he can't stop until this guy dies, basically. So I do want to see this bad part of Konshu where it's like, yeah, not everything that Marc's been seeing is really what happened. It's Konshu really just...
Do you think his brother really drowned in this weird cave that exists
that
in
we haven't
Chicago,
seen?
Illinois?
We're not supposed to see the death, that is true. But like, yeah, this weird, what did Voss call it? He called it a Stephen King cave.
Yeah, it is like, I thought they were in New York, but I guess it's like Chicago.
Well, does he even have a brother? You know what I mean? Like, is that...
What if that is like real? Very strange to be like, oh, we're just gonna go head out. And, you know, mom says we shouldn't go in when it's raining. It's like raining. You think mom would be there on the jump to be like, get out of the cave.
Come on now.
Yeah.
My mom would never let us go in the rain.
And never in the cave.
Do you think it's possible that Marc Konshu, killed Layla's father? Do you think Marc actually killed Layla's father? Or do you think what Voss said could be true?
I do think it's part of like the good storytelling of this series. We could have just not seen Layla's father die and not seen the brother die to save this from a rating issue of like on-screen violence. Though there have been a bunch of fight scenes where people die.
A lot of implied death. A lot of implied death.
Children not dying and like people getting shot in the head has not happened per se. But or it is to add this ambiguity, like this, did that really happen kind of stuff. Maybe this finale will, show us some of these scenes from a different angle, and we'll realize, Fight Club style, there was just one dude punching himself in the face in some of these scenes.
Is the whole show that we've seen so far, is it all part of getting Marc to accept the Moon Knight mantle? Like, has none of it, he's in the desert, he's gotten shot by Bushmen, we assume, he's crawled to this statue and he has to make the choice. And this memory he's shown, he makes the choice really quick, right? But has this choice been this long thing of like, look what you could have if you are Moon Knight, you could have these powers, you could run around the city.
He's doing a really crappy job.
It's not a good sales pitch right?
He's an Egyptian god.
Yeah, maybe it's
not easy.
Maybe it's not an easy sell. Maybe the body rejects. Maybe Avatar, like a human body, rejects the Avatar, like for a long time before it can fully accept it. Maybe it's like an aversion, like an exorcism. Like you want the demon out.
Yeah.
There was a great super chat question here from our friend Headhunter711 asked, this series is listed as a limited series. Moon Knight is listed as a limited series. So do we think we're gonna get more Moon Knight series? Because I will say, it feels like there's still a ton of story. This is not gonna complete a story. This feels like one long origin story.
Yeah, I don't know the rules. We've seen that they're submitting this for the Emmys as a limited series, right? Which seems to say it's not gonna come back. But could they win an Emmy? If they win an Emmy, could they still win the Emmy and then have season 2 and be sorry,
we changed our mind.
Just second limited series.
Insider.
This is producer John.
Hi, there was a tweet that came out today that from.
Can people hear you, John?
Yeah, I think so. Hi. From Marvel Studios, that was hey, tune into the series finale of Moon Knight coming out. But then that tweet was deleted and it was updated to say season finale.
Whoa.
Do with that what you will.
Producer John.
Semantics.
I guess Elon hasn't fixed that part of Twitter yet. You can still delete your tweets.
Yeah, I can still delete the tweet.
Thank God you can delete.
Well, that feels like implied confirmation there's going to be more seasons.
There has to be. Well, there doesn't have to be, but it's there are so many things that we have not explored. And I hate that they probably were okay, people are probably going to ask about Jake, but they're not going to actually ask about Jake. And so many people are asking about Jake.
Yeah.
So it's come on, show them to us.
Yeah,
Bring 'em here.
we did a poll in the chat, and you guys seem to agree. 62% said that Konshu is manipulating Marc's memories.
But we'd like to get those numbers up.
We'd like to get those numbers up. We want them 99%.
We can't guarantee it yet.
There's 575 people voted in that poll. Thank you.
I've seen enough. We're giving the state of Georgia a yes.
Stop the count. We got right ahead in the
By
poll.
the way, we didn't talk about an earlier poll that ran. Do you think we will see a Star Wars cameo in Multiverse of Madness?
I hope not.
And now that, almost the exact same ratio. 62% said no. 37% said yes.
If it's a cameo, what do you want as the cameo from
It's
Star Wars: The
gotta be Jar
Multiverse?
Jar, right? Oh, I was.
No, I want General Grievous, and then Doctor Strange goes, "Hello there." Hello there.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, I love it. I mean, if Multiverse of Madness is just a 2-hour meme fest, are we gonna love that or hate that?
I would love it because it's also what Voss said earlier, or maybe I said more, that I was just I thought this was gonna be this changes the world of Doctor Strange, but it's no, it's gonna change the world for everything that he's involving himself in and going through. There is I'm sorry, I have to say it. There's this new animated series that's coming on that they're doing a great job of PR for, where the entire television is every cartoon is being taken over by this static. And it's been showing up in Rick and Morty, it showed up in Craig of the Creek, it's showing up in all Nickelodeon to Disney to Cartoon Network shows, and it is so good that I want to see that happen with Doctor Strange. Even if it's him going through Star Wars, getting punched through a Star Wars little world, I'm show it to me. Show it to me. Disney, these are all your franchises. Go off. Make them go through The Simpsons. Make them jump through The Simpsons. Go whatever you want.
Yeah.
808 Chaku asked, or they pointed out that Moon Knight episode 4 foreshadowed the end of episode 5.
Maybe, thank you.
When therapist Harrow quoted a line from Tomb Buster.
Is that the whole you can't reach the heavens without
stretching down
roots
into
that goes
hell?
to hell?
Yeah. That is weird. And I still think there's a lot of with Arthur Harrow. The whole series started with him. It's the first thing we saw in this series was him doing his little his glass slipper, if you will. But also something I noticed on third rewatch or whatever is when he talks about oh, I took the bus to get here. When they're in the psych ward and he says, I took the bus to get here. Remember, we saw him on the bus in London. So as much as Konshu is manipulating all this, I think whatever Arthur Harrow is manipulating a lot of it. And I still think he's Anubis.
Yes.
Ooh,
That's what I still think that.
Also, I just want to call out, it scrolled by a million comments ago, but somebody, and I don't know if this was purposeful or if this was a purely genius accident, they wrote what is this show? And then they said God, GAWD, space, Amit. And now I assume that was just bad grammar on saying GD, but it's also the perfect joke for Moon Knight. isn't it? God. Damn it.
God,
Damn it.
God, I'm it.
Yeah, they do that on Inside Marvel.
He said, but I don't
Zach
watch
wanted to
that. I
steal
don't
it.
watch that.
Zach wants to steal that.
This is actually the part of the show that Brandon. I just looked at the teleprompter and realized that Brandon, where we answer the questions from the super chatters. So I don't know if that was stated at the top of the show, but whenever
I maybe didn't stay at the top of the show. You know, it's our first show. It's a work in progress.
It's Zach's fault.
Yeah, no, we're just, you know what? This is a loose show, guys. If you come here for the tight production of an Erik Voss video, the elaborate concepts of an MT video, you know what? We can't deliver on that, but God damn it, we can deliver a lot of heart. The occasional swear. I accidentally dropped another one. And a lot of fun.
I've been saving up my swears.
Someone said, what is it? We can each go through a question. Rick Vegas.
Well, here, Ismail Montoya asks, do any of you collect comics? If you do, which ones are you reading prior to Doctor Strange 2?
Prior?
Yeah, like
are you
as
freshening up on anything before Doctor Strange 2?
No.
No.
I keep rereading Moon Knight to find every answer, like the answer to all my questions, and to fail. But it's still very good to read those. And I'm also just reading a bunch of manga, so it's not like I'm doing anything.
I just read Fables.
Fables is great.
I have not been reading any comics recently. I have been rewatching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies a bunch, which I know will not impact the plot. But it is just like speaking that Raimi language, that style, those shots. Like I'm getting very jazzed for Multiverse of Madness off of that. Yeah.
LWL3 or LOL3, I don't know how you say these things. LOW3. They were asking, what are the chances we see Kang in Doctor Strange? And here's what I'll say. I'll use one of my swears to say it. Not a fucking chance.
Whoa, that's a big swear.
That's a big swear.
Big swear. Wow.
I don't think we get any Kang in Doctor Strange. That Kang is like next. I think Doctor Strange is going to be the end of some things, and Kang will be the next.
Now, because we've had multiple films come out with no Kang since Loki, is that right?
We haven't had a lot of Kang.
Well, all we've had lately is this little symbol on the back of a jacket.
Yes.
In
No dang Kang.
No dang Kang.
It's the No Kang gang.
Well, but we've still seen like this multiverse shattering, right? With the cracks and the cracks and the venom and the high fling of flame.
The cracks and the venom and the silver spoon.
A little boy blue and the man in the moon.
Oh, they were gonna change the lyrics.
No.
Now just straight up karaoke. Sergeant C-Mac, apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name there, Sergeant. What are you guys drinking?
Coke Zero, baby, all day, and a little bit of whiskey.
An Americano that Tommy brought.
Yes, thank you, Tommy.
I got a bunch of hydrogen atoms and half as many oxygen atoms.
Whoa!
And you know what? I'm drinking G Fuel, not an official sponsor of this show, but an occasional sponsor of New Rockstars.
G Fuel, if you're watching, sponsor the show.
They get me up and they help me keep going. G Fuel.
Freeze 'em. I want to answer a question here.
Okay.
From my friend Donkey Teeth.
Good name, Donkey Teeth. Good name.
Once again, I want to mention that this question is from Donkey Teeth.
Isn't that
What a
from Key
name.
and Peele? Isn't that one
Well,
of the
there was
football players?
Donkey Lips on
Salute Your Shorts. Yeah.
I auditioned against that guy.
One
all
of the
time.
names on the football players?
Yeah, the football players is Donkey.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right. So Donkey
Stop it.
asks, why did Game of Thrones make it seem like the direwolves were going to be so important?
You know what? Game of Thrones did that with a variety of characters and elements in that show.
Yeah, why did they make a lot of things seem important?
I did just see the scroll by. Dodd just throwed it up here. Marley was asking y'all, and I love the use of y'all.
Yes.
Y'all think Marvel overshared in the Multiverse of Madness trailer? I kind of agree. I'm like,
been.
full stop.
Also, you got to get more specific with trailer. There's been 90
I know.
trailers.
That's the problem. And
Are
like,
we not answering Donkey Teeth's question?
Wait, you already answered it. You said yeah.
No, we made it general. But I think there is a real answer.
okay, what's your real answer? I'm sorry.
I think that the dogs were too expensive. Like, animating the dogs were too expensive.
Yeah.
The only dog that they could really put time into animating was Jon Snow's dog.
Yeah.
And Ghost. And then the rest of them, they were like, we'll just kill them off screen with a sound effect.
You know what? Apologies to Mr. Teeth.
I'm sorry, Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth. My apologies.
But going back.
Dr. Teeth he's the drummer
that's in
and
the
Electric Man.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we got 4
the
minutes left.
oversharing. I think, we have to watch every clip that officially comes out. We will not watch your leaked footage, so stop sending it to us. But every little clip that officially comes out on the channel, we have to watch, and it's like, okay, I'm so excited to see Captain Marvel in this, but or Captain Carter in this.
Yeah.
But like, don't tell me. Let me be surprised in the theater.
I will say this. For all they've given us,
There's still a lot
probably
left,
a
right?
lot they haven't given us. You know what I mean?
Or it's a lot that won't show up, and I'm gonna be upset about it.
Yeah, well,
Also-
that's true. A lot of the stuff they've
Yeah.
given us could maybe not be in the movie.
Maybe it was
And
just
it's-
Morbius that had the trailer that was like, oh, I'm gonna see this in the movie, and then I was
Right.
like, none of this is in the
No,
movie.
it's in the movie. And I'm glad Erik Voss isn't here anymore. I'm sick of that guy. Mainly because every time there's like a new thing, he figures out where it goes in the movie, and he's like, this means this, and that means that. I'm like, thanks, Voss.
You know what? Eric's playing 4D chess, and sometimes it's nice to be playing checkers. You know what I mean?
Going off
Sometimes I
of.
just play tic-tac-toe. Sorry, Jess.
No, it's okay. I speak too quiet.
No, we're just
I'm a baby.
toxic men.
Tell me about it. So, no, I'm joking. They're not toxic. They're beautiful people. The only toxic person here is Zach. So, going off of what Brandon said earlier about are they oversharing, I noticed this question that was in the chat. I think it was a super chat. I don't see it up here, but I'm going to talk about it. They said, did you see the trailer for Don't Worry,
Darling?
Yeah,
The
it
Olivia
just
Wilde
dropped.
movie?
The Olivia Wilde starring Florence Pugh from the MCU.
Yeah.
Harry Styles, also in the MCU.
Homewrecker.
Gemma Chan,
Homewrecker.
also in the MCU. So they're all the trailer dropped today. It's so good in another trailer that kind of overshares. So be careful watching it.
Okay,
But also,
that's good to know.
That movie,
great movie.
that movie's gonna be great. Now I think like that's an interesting movie too, because like we've talked about, obviously this show, Breakroom, on New Rockstars, we're mostly gonna talk about the stuff New Rockstars talks about. MCU stuff, Star Wars stuff, DC stuff, right? But like there is a world, if it gets popular enough, if our fans are interested in it enough, that something like Don't Worry, Darling, which has some sci-fi elements, I think, right?
It's also kind of a thriller.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
There's a world where we can talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about Stranger Things, The Boys.
Minions.
That's right. I mean,
Rise of Gru.
if you ain't down with Groot, you ain't down with the Breakroom. You know what I mean? But
There's the Gru crew.
but one of the great things, this show is going to give us the opportunity to talk about things that maybe we can't justify making a normal video about on the New Rockstars channel, but maybe we can talk about it here on the Breakroom. Yeah. So let us know, right, in these comments. Reach out to us via socials, things that you would like us to cover here that maybe we haven't yet been able to cover on the New Rockstars channel.
Oh, The Last of Us is going to be good.
And
Last
thank you
of
to
Us.
everybody who has donated today. And,
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. This is our first official live Breakroom show. We've done some secret shows here and there. We popped up randomly on the channel, and you might have caught it. But if you have seen the earlier shows, things look different, and they're going to continue to look different. This is our actual break room.
Right.
We're constantly moving things around and changing it.
Some people might need to take a break at a certain point. We'll have to just clear on out of here.
Yeah, people are begging to come have their lunch, and we refuse to let them eat their salads.
And of course, right, this is a new show that is just extra on the channel. None of the other stuff you love on New Rockstars is going away. Erik is making even more breakdowns. MT and Erik will be having, and Whitney will have even more kind of great theory videos and recaps and all that kind of stuff. This is just another way for New Rockstars to kind of interact with you, to cover the things you love, and it's all extra. We're growing, and this is part of that growing process.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Our first episode.
Yay!
In the bag.
Look at us.
I would call it a success.
I'd call it a
Thank you to
success.
everyone who watched. Thank you to my family at home watching.
Thanks.
Really.
Yeah, and
for
we'll
all
be
the
here
time.
every weekday around the same time, broadcasting live, talking to you in the chat, having polls, having mandatory fun, doing breakroom breakdowns, talking about everything that we love, and having a great time with all of you. So make sure you tune in every day. If you miss it live, watch the recap on the channel, be a part of something fun. We love having you, and we can't wait to do more of these shows for all of you.
Someone said hashtag more Tommy.
Yes.
Yes,
always
hashtag
more Tommy.
more Tommy.
More Tommy. Are you going to say your phrase, the bill that pays the bills?
I'd say this show was Gucci to Moochie.
Oh, baby, you heard it here first, folks. It was Gucci to Moochie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
you.
We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be here. Let's have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.